Hey everybody, just want to welcome you on this beautiful sunny day to my little weekly ride I've been doing the last few weeks. You want to stick around and hear me blab for a few minutes? Welcome. If not, have yourselves a wonderful day. So yeah, I've been ripping on this Onewheel for the last little bit. During these, crazy times we've been going through, it's been pretty awesome. It's been pretty, it's kind of like a little self-meditate I've been doing the last few weeks to get myself out of the house and, got myself some fresh air. So yeah, this is a Onewheel. Some people like to call it floating around. It really does feel like you're on a cloud on this thing. It's pretty crazy. Mimics the movements that you would be doing on a snowboard. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, some background on me. I've always loved skateboarding. Been a huge skateboarder my whole life. Just always loved the idea of board sports. Snowboarding, skateboarding, longboarding. Even tried wakeboarding one time. I've never been amazing at any of them. Not pro or whatever. Just always loved the idea of it. Just grabbing your board. The versatility of just picking up and going. It's awesome. Which is what kind of led me to really enjoying electric boards as well. Just look at that little shortcut through the grass there. So initially I had a boosted board, which is pretty much an electric longboard that's got two dual hub belt driven motors. Thing was able to go up to 25 miles per hour, like 14-mile range on a single charge, which is pretty insane. The thing with the boosted board is that kind of just restricts you to going on pavement and the road. Anytime that I'd be biking with somebody else and I'd be on my board, they'd go on the grass or whatever, and I was not able to follow them, so I'd have to pick up my board and just kind of hobble behind them until the next little area. Just kind of what led me to finding this little guy, the Onewheel. It's pretty insane. Little cat track here. Look at the sun beaming down. A little tan hopefully after this. I haven't got sun much in the last few weeks. This is great. Decided to take the GoPro out. Pretty insane how still astounds me how crisp little dog there. Dogs hate this thing. They always want to run after me. Thank God he's on a leash. But GoPro, pretty crazy. Like, it's insane how crisp the images on these things. Little angles, insane angles. Perfect for a little ride like today. So yeah, coming up to a little trail here. Love this little area. There's a little lake, lake, lagoon, whatever the heck you want to call it. It's pretty crazy. There's actually a little fish in there last summer. Got myself a little cheap rod and actually casted out a few lines there, and we got a few sunfish. Pretty sick. Won't be doing that today, obviously. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. So yeah, like the trails look pretty empty. Like, this is exactly how they've been every single day that I've been doing these. Anytime I've gone out on these rides, it's empty as hell. Rightfully so, during this COVID-19 crap. Everyone's staying home and self-distancing themselves, which this thing, man, it's been unbelievable for that. A little rip on the grass there. Yeah, this thing's been so therapeutic in terms of getting yourself out of the house. Just having an activity to do to get your mind off stuff. Myself and some friends last night just kind of were on the topic of how just any conversation just kind of just leads back to that. So to that COVID-19. This thing's been wicked for getting your mind off stuff. Just self-meditating, self-cleansing. It's been great. And also, I don't know, most people need a little adrenaline rush, and this spin's been a good way to get an adrenaline fix. So about the Onewheel, so it's pretty much a go-kart tire that's been fitted on these aluminum rails, and inside of that tire, and you'll see in a minute here, can't really see it, but there's an actual motor, a brushless hub motor inside of the wheel. And that motor is actually where all the magic happens, and that's what keeps you stabilized. That's what, you know, you're able to lean kind of like here to pick up your speed. And yeah, that the rubber on the go-kart tire is what gives you that nice little float, that nice little carvy snowboarding powder day feel, which is wicked. Underneath, you can see those little plastic guards. They're called plates. They provide little protection for the undercarriage of the Onewheel there. Kind of safe proofs the bottom of it, because anytime you stop and, you know, put this thing down, it kind of does scratch itself underneath there. So figured I'd put those. As well as on top of the tire, you'll see a little fender, little plastic fender guard on top. When I first got it, I didn't have it. Believe it or not, it doesn't come with the Onewheel, so you'd be riding around, little rocks would be flicking up at your ankles, or riding through a puddle and whatnot. If it rained, you'd get soaked. So that little fender's been great. Little trail here again, a little shortcut as I like to call it. Yeah, this thing's friggin' awesome. Almost took a little bit of a wobble there. So this area that I'm in here, on my right hand side, is a Ukrainian grounds area. I believe there's a cemetery attached a little further down. But usually around here, that entrance, you're able to go in there, but it's been closed the last little bit because of all this crap going on. A bunch of sick trails to go rip around in there. So I'll have to catch the trail a little bit further down. But yeah, I went to elementary school in this area. It's pretty nostalgic every time I come around here. Brings back memories of, you know, wandering these streets when I was younger in elementary school with my knucklehead buddies, shooting BB guns. Man, I remember tobogganing around here. Yeah, just good times. I always love coming back here. It brings back memories. It's beauty. Kind of nice. It's been nice kind of sticking, living in the area, in this town where I grew up. Well, where I did most of my elementary school. It's been nice sticking around here. I always kind of come and relive these moments. It's beauty. So coming up here is a trail that, for the most, hey guys, what's up? For the most part, it's mountain bikers that come on here, and it's funny. I always zip past these mountain bikers that come here. A bunch of roots there, you can see. They're always like, they always give me these, like, you know, puzzled, surprised looks when they see me ripping around here on this thing. They don't quite understand what it is. I love that. Like I love the puzzled look that people give me when they see me on. They don't really understand how it stays afloat or how it's even going off road. Which, again, it's something so amazing about this little guy. Yeah, decided to call it quits here on this trail. But this little path here, it leads to an area. It's called Dead Man's Curve. It's a road it's actually been closed off for a few years now. There's, I guess back in the day, years back, there was a few accidents that happened around here. It's pretty much a little hill that leads to a curve, and there's a few car accidents, and I believe an actual fatality happened from it, so they decided to close it down. So it's a nice little area to come grab a bike, rollerblades, or in my case, a Onewheel, and come zip around, you know, enjoy the nice little cruise, knowing that there'll be no cars, no one kind of getting in your way. Nice little area, as you can see here. Take your family for a little walk on a nice day like today. But yeah, up in front here, you'll see how a little uphill here. This thing kind of, it struggles a little bit at the beginning, but man, does it ever crush up. Like, you can't really tell on the camera, but it's actually pretty steep. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Attaboy. Made it up top there. Always love going up on those. Try not to catch the nose on the front, else you'll take a nice little big dive going forward, but thank God I didn't make myself look like an idiot there. So yeah, so on the right here is Lions Valley Park. Nice little area. During the springtime, you see the kind of seeing the trees blooming some leaves again. Starting to, anyways. And in the fall time, you get to see the leaves change. Nice little creek runs through there. Tons of people here. Let's weave through them, get the heck out of here. But yeah, you're beautiful area kind of around the neighborhood here. I always love coming, even before the board, I always just come take walks in this area and whatnot. I'm trying to kind of get at here, guys. Get yourselves a hobby. I mean, I know it's not easy right now during these times to, you know, social distancing, staying home is highly encouraged and recommended. But I mean, if you're like me, you need some fresh air, and there's nothing wrong with that as long as you're practicing proper social distancing. Grab yourselves a bike, some rollerblades, one wheel, a board. I don't know. Go for a walk. For all that matters is, you know, fresh air is so important. Breathe in that O2. Really does help clear the mind, and again, kind of gives you a little reset on the day, or in my case here, getting off to a great start. Close up here. So this spot on my right, any time that I do this route, there's these group of kids always playing hockey. I guess they're two brothers, little kids. Man, every time they're always playing hockey. And again, look, today they're out there. Got the cones out, doing weaves. Dad's out there. It's wicked. I love it. Honestly, I really do hope those kids make it to be something in hockey, because they're always playing. The one kid's always like, "Let me try your board." So I guess I always zoop by, I never say anything. But one of these days I'll have to stop. Hopefully, once all this is done, let him try the board. This trail here, I was actually riding here last week, and it had rained. And man, it got so muddy. I was soaked. My feet were covered with mud. I had kind of slipped off on one of the areas, but today's nicely hard packed. Perfect day for this. So today's ride, I mean, it hasn't been too long. I mean, I think it ended up being about 8 kilometers. This thing goes on one single charge, roughly 18 miles. Kilometers here in Canada, I'm not quite sure. You guys do the math, but somewhere around 30. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Just, you know, it's long. It goes pretty far. But on a ride like today, usually my feet at the beginning would get so sleepy. Like, I get so much foot fatigue, and it is so dangerous on this thing to for your feet to be asleep, because you don't really quite have a sense of where the pressure points are on the board, and it's so key to keep yourself leveled. Although the motors do a great job and whatnot, a couple of times initially when I didn't have a lot of practice on this thing, I took a few dives, but thankfully today, no spills for me. And yeah, but yeah, guys, thanks along for riding with me here. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Thanks for hearing me blab. And go back to doing whatever it is that you were. But hopefully this got your mind off shit. I don't know. But yeah, get out there. Hopefully, I don't know, backyard, balcony, whatever it is. Have yourselves a wonderful day. And hope to see y'all when this is all over. Peace.